In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for when you're taking on a business or a commercial lease. Before I start, I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Ola Kukului. I'm a solicitor with many years of experience dealing with property and business matters. I do a lot of property work involving office leases, restaurants, bars and retail spaces. Now, taking on a lease of premises is a serious step. You'll be entering into a long-term liability that you cannot get out of easily. Just going to run through a few key questions you should keep in mind to ensure you do not find yourself dealing with unexpected problems or obligations. First tip, how many years? It seems pretty obvious, but you need to think seriously about how long you'll need the lease for. This will vary depending on what stage your business is at. For instance, an established business might want some stability and be looking for a 15-year lease, whilst a new business might want to start with a 2 to 5 year lease to give the business a chance to survive before taking on a longer commitment. This leads on to my next tip, which is break clauses. Now, this is what you need if the landlord won't agree to a shorter duration, or where you're simply not sure how long you might need the lease for. A break clause will give you the option to end the lease sooner. So, for instance, you can sign a 10-year lease with an option to break it in year 3. Pretty useful. The third tip, fit for purpose. You need to check you'll be allowed to use the property for your intended business activity. Now, I've had to rescue a number of businesses who are stuck with properties they can't use. For instance, one of these is a restaurant who were actually asked to stop trading by the local council because the property could only be used for retail. So they couldn't actually carry on their business anymore. So I cannot stress it enough. It seems pretty obvious, but it's one thing that catches a lot of businesses out, and it's a very expensive mistake to rectify. Tip 4, repairs. Now, are you happy to be responsible for repairs to the building? Should the landlord be responsible for part of them too? It's important to understand from the start what you will have to pay for so you can plan for this. I strongly suggest that you use what's called a schedule of condition. This is basically a list that says what the property was like when you moved in. It can actually also include pictures to show what the condition of the property was, and you can use this to limit your liability as a whole for repairs. Tip 5, VAT. This one sneaks up on a lot of business owners. You see the annual rent and then you don't realize there might be VAT payable on top of it. Check whether or not VAT is payable and check if you'll be able to claim it back. Now, these are just a few quick tips, and there are a lot of other issues to consider when you enter into a new lease. So it's quite risky to enter into a lease without seeking advice or understanding what the terms will mean for you and your business. It is always advisable to seek assistance from a solicitor, and where necessary, you might also need advice from other professionals such as a surveyor before entering into a lease. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please click the like button below or share this video because your friends might find it useful too. If you have any questions, please call me. I deal with property law every day, so the odds is I'll be able to help. Call 0845 163 4204 or email ola@olaleslie.com. Thank you very much for the time you've taken to watch this video.